Hello and welcome to the show. Has the Messi project in Paris failed or not? That's the question. The World Cup victory of Messi and company has not yet worn off in South America, but in Europe, where he currently plays, his failure at PSG is the talk of the town. Football pundits have been asking questions that why Messi hasn't performed well in Paris. It won't be wrong to assume that it was PSG management's commercial or even political interests that made the Messi signing possible after the player had to leave FC Barcelona in 2021. The Messi effect, or is there even such a thing? It's true that PSG was having a decent run under Thomas Tuchel and after that Mauricio Pochettino. In 2020, they had reached the final only to be beaten by the Bayern Munich in the UCL. Although they ultimately fell short of Bayern Munich in the final, the PSG management was quite convinced that their team has it in them. That must be one of the reasons they went all out to sign Messi after trying for almost a decade. Messi was introduced to a front line that already consisted of Kylian Mbappe and Neymar Jr. He was accompanied by Sergio Ramos, Achraf Hakimi, Jorginho Wijnaldum and Gianluigi Donnarumma, a lineup that any other team would have dreamt of. They presented the M&M attacking trio, Messi, Neymar and Mbappe, just like that. Everybody speculated that this trio will surpass the MSN, that is Messi, Suarez and Neymar of Barcelona in terms of achievements. However, they have fallen way short of expectations after 2 seasons and nearing the end of Messi's initial contract period. Messi could not find his rhythm in his first season as he struggled to bond with the Paris players in the dressing room the way he did with his mates in Barcelona. It was evident on and off the field. The gossips as well as news items were rife that he only hung out with Spanish-speaking South American players of the likes of Neymar, Marquinhos, Di Maria, Paredes and Keylor Navas, aside from his Italian friend Marco Verratti. The feud between Neymar and Mbappe that transgressed the locker room to the pitch fueled these rumours. Even after Christophe Galtier took over as Pochettino's successor, very little changed. A footballing genius like Messi did not appear to fit well enough in PSG's forward line according to Pochettino's game plan or formation. In fact, Angel Di Maria, one of his best friends, was the first casualty of Messi's entry into the PSG ranks. From a distance, Messi and Maria appear to be the same players because they are both lefties who play on the right flanks. But their skills are in no way comparable. However, a cursory look at the match videos will show that the majority of the PSG midfielders, with the exception of Marco Verratti, obviously, saw Messi as merely a Maria replacement. They did not realize the necessity of getting the ball to Messi, who has this uncanny ability of passing and link-up play, which he tried brilliantly, often with Neymar. But Kylian Mbappe remained a third wheel, despite Neymar's constant attempts to play with Messi in tandem. Playing second fiddle was not an option for a player with his potential and stature, and it's understandable too. No player in the team, except Neymar, Di Maria or Paredes for that matter, had the experience of playing alongside such a player like Messi. It's a fact that someone like Mbappe, who plays with such an authority on the pitch, would be slightly unsettled with another celebrity player breathing down his neck. It should be noted that Mbappe's scintillating performance in the World Cup final came after their superstars, Griezmann and Giroud, were substituted off. At the same time, the PSG coaching staff failed to realize that Messi would have lost a yard or two from his pace and the team should be re-strategized accordingly. On the other hand, in his national team, Lionel Scaloni did know this and their plans were totally different, which is the reason why they are now the champions of the world. The second season at PSG was entirely different for Messi. He was on top of his game after the victory in Copa America and the Finalissima. He excelled both as a scorer and a playmaker. The level of understanding between him and Mbappe significantly improved. Almost all of Mbappe's goals had Messi's assistance, and interestingly, the pair began to thrive on the pitch, without Neymar. The majority of the South American contingent in the PSG locker room had left by then. Their replacements, however, were the Portuguese Vitinha and Renato Sanchez, along with a bunch of French youngsters. According to a section of French media, that's evident from the recent poor performances put up by the PSG. They crashed out of the French Cup for the second consecutive year, followed by the exit from the UCL and a defeat at their home ground. The fans, the ultras as they are called, vented their anger at Messi by whistling and booing him. They had done the same in last season also. The defeat by the Bayern Munich in the UCL has hurt the club badly. Many experts attribute it to their off-the-ball performance on field. Both Messi and Mbappe tend to ghost the pitch when they are deprived of the ball. Messi, who drops deep when possession is lost, is an utter waste for any team, feel the experts like Michael Cox. Mbappe too shows the same tendency, but he can compensate it with his express speed and runs with the ball. It's interesting to see Messi's touch map against Bayern. 37% of his touches had been in his own half, which is obviously counterproductive. On the other hand, we all saw what he is capable of in Qatar. Against Mexico, against Australia, against Netherlands, against Croatia, and in the final against France. What's the difference between the Messi of Argentina and the Messi of PSG? It's simply the midfield players who are more than willing to play along with him or in tandem with him or ultimately for him. The work rates of the midfielders do matter. In Argentina national team, they might not be having a Modric, Cruz or De Bruyne, but they have a bunch of young energetic players who are ready to give more than 100% for Messi and his team. That's the difference between the world champions and the PSG. Argentina's midfield consists of Lo Celso, De Paul, Enzo Fernandez and Alexis McAllister, whereas PSG have only Vitinha, Sanchez, Soler and Fabian Ruiz. They lack that particular player who has the work rate to compensate for their top three and the creativity to engage in link-ups with Messi in particular.
Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more news and updates.